What's going on, YouTube?
Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into our channel.
I'm Ty.
I'm Katie.
We're
Taking Travel, and today we're checking out the states of Germany.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
All right, let's do this. I'm excited for this.
Me too, yeah.
States of Germany Explained.
States of Germany Explained, and this comes from Geography Now, which we love Geography Now videos.
Thank you for the video.
Yes, this should be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
If it's your first time coming across our channel, give us a quick subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. Hit the notification bell.
Yes.
We come out with videos every single day.
We
and
sure
leave
do.
us a comment of what we should react to next.
Let's get into the next few country
Here we
episodes, which
go.
means this is going to have to be a filler week. Heavily requested.
Oh.
This one is going to be on
What's going on with this quality?
blurry.
Let's turn up this quality. There we go. That should help it.
the states
There we go.
or
There we go.
Bundesländer of Germany. Germany is a
Bundesländer.
powerhouse nation. Obviously, it is the largest economy in Europe, and it holds a significant role of geopolitical activity that links an entire continent. As you'll soon find out, each state in Germany is pretty unique and diverse in
Wow,
their
look
own
at all
way.
those
Each can have their own
flags.
specialty,
Yeah.
and some have unique dialects. Before we get into this, though, I just want to let you know that one of my favorite sponsors is working with us once again, Cetera. For those of you that don't know, Cetera is a geography game website. Yeah, pretty appropriate for this channel, don't you
cool.
think? You can download it on iOS or Android, or you can just go to the website here and play it online. You can choose
That's
your
cool.
own
That is
region.
cool.
You can
We
test
should do
yourself on
that.
things like physical
Yeah.
landscapes, capitals. You can even custom create your own game. And get this, they actually made a Geography Now game that you can play. It covers the countries we've done so far on this channel. Yeah, they made one. And not only that,
That's
but speaking
sweet.
of Germany, it comes in over 30 different languages, including German. I totally recommend you check them out. I've played this game. It's great. It's worth it. Thank you, Cetera, for sponsoring Geography Now. All right, and so with that being said, let's just jump into the 16 Bundesländer of Germany. First one, Baden-Württemberg, capital Stuttgart. This is like the other
Stuttgart.
southern state besides Bavaria. It was formed by the joining of 3 other former states. It's kind of like the luxury car state. You know, they have the headquarters of Mercedes-Benz and
Okay.
Porsche. Lots of manufacturing going down here. It's very busy. They're also known for having the Black Forest, where
wow.
all those fairy tales were inspired
Whoa.
off of by the Brothers Grimm, which also plays
Oh,
into the
yeah.
unique Swabian culture that they're known for down here.
Are those
Swabians have
masks?
Yeah.
possibly the weirdest
that a
dialect in all
festival?
of Germany. A lot of Germans can't even understand them, and it incorporates a lot of weird, unique festivals.
Wow.
A lot of times they wear these costumes based off of the fairy tales that came from
Wow.
here. Switzerland is like their best friend. They really just kind of
Is that during, like, Christmas
A lot of
time,
Swiss
or-
people
I
come
wonder
over
when.
and travel
Yeah.
to this area of Germany, and they're known for being really smart with their money and handling it very well, which also kind of means a lot of people think they're kind of stingy. That's like the stereotype. Geography Jessica says it is a sacrilege to throw stuff out, even if it's a broken TV or something. Bavaria, or Bayern, capital Munich. This is the largest state in size and
Munich.
the second largest in terms
yeah.
of population. It's kind of like the home of all those, perpetuated German stereotypes that became famous through American culture. Lederhosen, dirndls, those big 1-liter jugs of beer,
What's a
half timber
dirndl?
houses, stuff like that. Reason
don't
being
know.
because after World War II, this place was occupied by the Americans, and whatever they saw, they just kind of put in media. They're kind of like the most independent out of all the German states. I mean, they even had their own king at one point. He went
Wow.
crazy and drowned himself. They have more of like a Catholic background, and Austria is kind of like their conjoined twin. Like they get along really well with Austria. Beautiful mountains here. In fact, the tallest mountain in
That is
all of
so
Germany,
beautiful.
Zugspitze, is found here as well. And no shocker, they are really known for beer. There's like over 4,000 breweries here.
my
The oldest
gosh.
one in all of Germany is also found here. And all Germans kind of have their own opinions on Bavaria. Otto von Bismarck even once said, the Bavarian is the link between human and Austrian. Berlin, also the capital of Germany, is not only the largest city in Germany, but it's also one of the 3 city-states,
look at that tower
as in
thing.
cities
Yeah.
that are considered states. Now, when I asked a lot of you German geographers
That's so
to describe
pretty.
Berlin,
Yeah, look
a
at
lot
that.
of you, even from Berlin, kind of said something along the lines of, why do we even have this city? In 2003, former Mayor Klaus Wowereit described Berlin as poor but sexy. It's pretty much the only capital city in all of Europe that costs more than it earns. As in, the entire
Wow.
country's GDP could be higher if Berlin didn't exist. And it's like you
I
either
feel like
love
Berlin
it or
has
hate
a
it.
lot of
Geography
tourists,
Mara
though.
says
Yeah,
it's
you
like
would
the
think.
city where Germans go to find themselves. Starving artists, aspiring EDM and techno musicians trying to make a point while unemployed. No, but seriously, the city does have some cool sights, colorful art scene. What's weird though is you can still kind of see the distinction between East and West West Berlin because it was split after the war. And it's kind of like a weird place where capitalism and communism coalesce in one location. I mean, I guess Berlin is kind of like the rebel punk rock teenager who locks himself in his room because his parents just don't understand him. Brandenburg, capital Potsdam. Geography Jakob says, people joke that this state is the dead zone that surrounds Berlin. Berlin has more people than the entire state of Brandenburg. This is the first of the 5 states that make the former East Germany before the unification. It's kind of known as like the slow to get things done state, as in their airport was always supposed to be done this year, but they always say that like every year and it's been like 10 years. Let's see, lots of former Prussian history here. Lots of cool stuff to see here though, like the Roman baths or the Cottbus Castle, the Anderhavel City Museum. They actually have
all the
like,
castles
cool
are
medieval
so
walls
beautiful.
from the 14th century. One of the most notable sites being the Palace of Sanssouci. Lots of Eastern Europeans live here, especially Polish. I mean, they are on the border with Poland. They're kind of like the sidekick of Berlin that like tags along and wants to join his punk rock band, I guess you could say. Bremen. This is actually another city-state, however, it's more of like 2. It's broken up into Bremen and Bremerhaven. This is the smallest and least populated state in all of Germany at only about 660,000 people. Back in the day, it was labeled as a free Hanseatic city back when the Hanseatic League was a thing. That's a whole other thing we could talk about. Lots of marine culture here. Actually, people who want to become sailors come to Bremen and Bremerhaven. Beck's beer comes from here, as well as chocolate beer, both of which many Germans hate. Let's see, what else do they have? They have the
chocolate
Bremer
beer.
That sounds good.
Kanten statue. They have the only microgravity tower in Europe where you can experience 9 seconds of weightlessness, 8 mummified bodies in glass coffins, and a memorial block in the street dedicated to a female serial killer. Charming. But yeah, you know, Bremen is just kind of like this unique, quaint, yet always kind of competing with Hamburg state. Which brings us to Hamburg. Hamburg is the last of the 3 city-states, and it is pretty much the richest state in all of Germany. You gotta love these guys because people from Hamburg are called Hamburgers. Sometimes they're called the Venice of the North Sea because they have all these neighborhoods that are separated by canals and bridges.
That's
like
cool.
Bremen and Bremerhaven, they have a harbor built on the Elbe River, which gives them access to the sea, and they have a huge maritime culture, even though they are technically not on the sea. And they are getting quite a bit of attention these days because Hamburg is kind of like the IT capital of Germany right now. A lot of you have also mentioned that they have the most famous red light district in all of Germany, the adult-themed Reeperbahn. I did not know that. Lots of cool sites you can see here though. Oh, and they love fish here. Kind of like the techie rich guy who loves his fish. Next up, Hesse or Hessen, capital Wiesbaden. Much of today's Hesse state belonged to the former Hessen Duchy back in the day. It was an independent state all the way up until 1871, and they are most famous for Frankfurt. It has more skyscrapers than any other city. And it has the busiest airport in all of Germany as well. And it is kind of like the business hub of Germany. It's home to so many corporate banks and financial institutions, also home to the German Stock Exchange. Goethe, one of the most important writers in German history, is from Frankfurt. Well, they love apples, especially drinking it in various ways. They love apple cider. There's even a fountain that shoots apple wine at you. But yeah, Hessen is kind of like it's like the financial management brother of the family. Lower Saxony, capital Hanover. It's the second largest state in terms of area, and it's called Lower Saxony because of the elevation, not because of the geographic location.
You remember that?
Keep that in mind. This state gets along very well with the Netherlands. This state kind of has like 2 cultures, the plain Saxons and the Frisians, whom are related to the Frisians in the Netherlands. It's kind of like the country farmland area of Germany. They host a lot of fairs like the World Fair Expo in 2000. However, interestingly enough, you can also hear quite a bit of Plattdeutsch spoken here as well, which is the dialect that the Amish speak in the Americas. It's also the headquarters of Volkswagen. And they also have Volksburg, which is the city with the highest GDP per capita in the entire country.
I wonder what's in
it's
that.
like the richest city.
Yeah.
Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, capital Schwerin. This is actually the poorest state in Germany, and it is the second former East Germany state. As the name implies, Vorpommern, it was part of the former area known as Pomerania, which, yes, that's where the Pomeranian dog comes from. Some people joke that it should be called Mecklenburg-Vorpommern because it has a lot of Polish influence. It's right next to Poland. They even share and split this island with them called Usedom. It is very rural and sparsely populated. It has a lot of farmers and old people. In fact, it is disputably the oldest state in all of Germany. Tons of lakes here though. The largest lake completely within Germany is actually found here as well. They also have the largest island in all of Germany. Beautiful beaches, cool places with like chalk cliffs. But yeah, Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. It's kind of like the old angry grandpa that yells at the kids for running on his lawn. North Rhineland-Westphalia. Capital, Düsseldorf. This is like the big daddy of Germany. It's the most populated with about 17 million. It's the powerhouse industrial capital of Germany. Much of its economy was built off of coal mining in the beginning, and today they have more companies and factories than anywhere else in Germany.
Oh my
People here have a
gosh.
deep-rooted Catholic culture. They love celebrating Carnival. The two biggest cities, Düsseldorf and Cologne, are always like competing with each other. There's really cool Frank Gehry architecture in Düsseldorf. Cologne has the Cologne Cathedral, obviously, and Cologne is kind of like the media capital of Germany. Much of the major studios can be found here. But yeah, overall, this state is kind of like the partying dad of Germany.
I want to learn more about these festivals because the video or the pictures look so sweet.
They look awesome.
Yeah.
Rhineland-Palatinate, capital Mainz. This is kind of like the younger brother of Rhineland-Westphalia, except they love wine. Like, it's often argued that the best German wine can be found in this state. There's a lot of historical sites and castles, especially ones that date back to the days when France was always like invading and taking over. They also have the last bastion of Roman presence north of the Alps in the town of Trier. It's also the birthplace of Karl Marx. They are known for liverwurst. It's kind of like the loyal sidekick of Rhineland-Westphalia. Saarland, capital Saarbrücken. Besides the city-states, it is the smallest state in area. Basically, the people here are like Frenchy Germans. The area was occupied by France after World War II, and they were actually their own independent state all the way up until 1957 when they decided to go back to Germany, which explains why the people here are really good at speaking French. Geography Fiona says they are like the long-lost uncle that you don't know how you're related to and speaks French. The most notable site, though, probably being the Völklingen Ironworks. It's a massive rusting steel plant that is now a UNESCO heritage site. Today, it holds a museum, science center, and an auditorium for concerts. I wouldn't be surprised if heavy metal concerts were a big thing here. I'm just saying. Saxony, capital Dresden. This is the third former East European state. Geography Thorsten explains it pretty well when he says, the Saxons are one of the oldest German tribes, with having a lot of political influence in the early times of the Holy Roman Empire, and with some of them even creating something of what we now know today as England, hence why many British people say that they're Anglo-Saxon, and why the English language is classified as a Germanic language. It kind of started here. Interesting, right? This place is kind of known for having two things: great universities and very right-wing politics. They get along really well with Czechia / the Czech Republic, whatever you like calling it. They have a minority group called the Sorbians, a Slavic people group, kind of related to the Czechs, and it's actually a language that is protected by the German government. Nonetheless, though, I've been told that the people here are really super nice. They have like that East German hospitality. It's just, you know, they're different from the rest of Germany, especially Lower Saxony. Like, the two Saxonies have nothing to do with each other. Saxony-Anhalt, capital
that's interesting.
Magdeburg. This is the fourth former East German state. It's often said that they call themselves the state that wakes up earlier. This is basically kind of like Saxony's chiller little sister. It's also the birthplace of Martin Luther, who started the Protestant Reformation. Baroque composer Handel was born here.
Look at that hair.
It is home to the Bauhaus movement, and they love Christmas here. They have a huge Christmas market and produce a lot of nutcrackers. When I was told, they are home to the mountain of Brocken, which on April 30th becomes the site of the Walpurgisnacht, a night of dancing with witches based off of the story by Goethe. Schleswig-Holstein, capital Kiel, named after the two duchies that worked together for centuries. It is the only bi-coastal state in Germany with coasts along the North Sea and the Baltic. And it's basically like the Denmark of Germany. There's a lot of Danish people here, Danish-speaking people here, and it's actually a protected, recognized language. You can greet people here by saying moin moin. And the cool thing is, on the North Sea coastline on the west side, they have the largest cohesive tidal flats in the world. A natural World Heritage site. Twice a day, the tide recedes, exposing a massive mud flat. Of course, no surprise, fishing and sailing are huge out here. They actually have a huge sailing competition every year. Yeah, the people here are kind of known for being like tall, animal herding people that are really quiet, like they don't talk much. And finally, Thuringia, or Thüringen, capital Erfurt, the last and final state of former East Germany. This place is probably most famous for the city of Weimar. As Geography Thorsten says, it is the home of Johann Wolfgang Goethe and Friedrich von Schiller. Their works in the so-called Sturm and Drang era was so influential that it was manifested in a saying about Germany. Germany is the country of poets and thinkers. They were kind of like the Shakespeares of Germany back in the day. Much of their writing actually influenced a lot of words and phrases for modern German that is spoken even today. The composer Bach was born here. You can see his house.
Okay.
And interesting, they have a lot of caves here as well,
Wow.
like these. And
Wow, look
they're
at
known for
that.
having really good food here as well. They have like these potato dumpling things, and all
looks
Germans
good.
love Thuringian
Oh my
style
gosh.
bratwurst. It's
doesn't even
they're
fit in the
famous for
bun.
it. So there
Yeah.
you go. Those are the 16 states of
Wow,
Germany.
16
However,
states.
a lot of you guys also mentioned two other things. The Spanish Balearic island, Mallorca. A lot of Germans jokingly call this the 17th Bundesland. This is a hot spot for Germans, and they flock to this place all year round. Tons of Germans already live here. A lot of the street signs and shop signs
The
and
flags
billboards are
everywhere.
in German. People have lived on this island, never learning a word of Spanish, and they've been fine. Yeah, the Germans
Really?
love this island.
Wow.
Back in
That's
Cold War
interesting.
times, Cuba kind of like said, oh, we're gonna give you this island, Cayos Blanco del Sur, named Ernst Talmand Island. But then like Cuba was like, oh, it was just like a symbolic thing. We didn't actually give it to you. And then Germany was like, yeah, fine, whatever, keep that
What?
island. So that is it. So yeah, I
What?
mean, in conclusion, for Germany, you gotta hand it to them. They've gone through so much in the past century, and it's almost miraculous how much they've moved forward. Whether you're Bavarian or Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. Hope you like this video. Thank you. Dankeschön. Stay cool. Stay tuned.
That was good.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, a lot of new information that
Wow,
I never knew
16
before.
states. This looks pretty sweet. I want to know more about this.
Oh yeah,
Like
the
these
festivals,
festivals
and the
and
masks.
stuff?
Yeah, like does that happen around Christmas time
I don't know.
or what? And what is it celebrating?
Yeah, I don't know.
He kind of mentioned like some of the Grimm fairy tales and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Interesting. Let us know.
This looks cool. Munich.
Oh,
all the-
yeah.
all the big beers. Where's that? Where's the giant one?
There was it was huge.
Yeah. It was giant. It was somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, it was cool. All the Lederhosen.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the information about every state. It seems like they're all a little different in their own way.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice, I like
Thanks
it.
for watching. Let us know in the comments down below what else we need to check out from Germany. And if you're watching from Germany, what state are you watching from?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for watching this video. And if it's your first time coming across our channel and checking out one of our videos, please give us a quick subscribe.
Hit that notification bell to stay up to date because we come out with videos every single day. We can't wait to see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
See ya.